The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, text number 19, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on September 16th, 1976, in Vrindavan, India.
Sada saranam atmanam oikhata santavajinam Astam Brahma Shiromene Atmatranam Dijatmaja. So, this Dijatmaja, son of a Brahman, is not addressed as a Brahman because his actions are different. Unless one acts as a Brahmin, he is not accepted as Brahmin. This is the Vedic system. Lakshanam, jat lakshanam proktam varnavi vanjakam jadi annatraiva pasyeta tattenaiva vinidise. Lakshanam, Brahmanas lakshanam, Kshatriyas lakshanam. Lakshanam means symptoms. One must act as a Brahman. So, he is accepted as a Brahmatmaja. Of course, everyone can claim that his father is like that. But that does not mean he has acquired the father's qualification. That is not meaning. And onward the son may claim that such and such big man is my father. Of course, from social point of view, we sometimes give respect, as it will be seen, Ashwatthama, because he happened to be a great personality, Dronacharya. So he was excused from capital punishment. Otherwise, Arjuna decided to kill him. But because he was a very great man's son, Guru Putra, considering that if he dies, then Guru's wife will be very much unhappy. Draupadi advised. She was unhappy on account of death of her sons. So they considered that Ashwatthama's mother, she is innocent, but on account of the son's death, she would be unhappy. So considering all this point, he was excused from the capital punishment. So, jada asaranam atmanam oikhata. He was running on the back of a horse, but when he saw that Arjuna is coming nearer, so he has no other alternative protection, then he thought of the Brahmastra. Brahmastra is the last weapon. Just like it is similar to modern nuclear weapon. Brahmastra. As by releasing nuclear weapon there is radiation. Similarly, we have got description that when Ashwatthama released his Brahmastra, there was a big radiation. People were feeling very terrible heat, and then Krishna informed that this heat is due to the Ashwatthama's release of Brahmastra, and Arjuna was advised to counteract it. Now they do not know how to counteract this nuclear weapon. Formerly, they knew I throw one kind of weapon, and if you are expert, you can counteract it. Now, they have discovered the nuclear weapon, but they have not yet discovered the counteraction. Fight means I show some expert fighting craft or expediency. The opposite party must also show something better than that. That was fighting. And in this way, when one party fails, he is killed. And if he is killed, then war stops, no more war. This was the system that Ashwatthama was thinking of, this Brahmastra. Astrang Brahmasira Mene Atmatranam Didasmaja. Hopelessly. So far, of course, I know that this nuclear weapon was already discovered by the German people, and Hitler, it is said that he did not use it because he knew it, that if I throw this nuclear weapon, there will be devastation. So, from this point, it can be considered that he has some human consideration. So, he is advertised very adversely, but if it is a true fact, then how he could have this human consideration that he did not throw the nuclear weapon, and this was taken by the Americans and it was thrown in Japan. That is the history so far we know. So anyway, as we have got experience, the nuclear weapon is very, very dangerous. Similarly, the Brahmastra is also very, very dangerous. And another weapon, they knew this art, Shabdabhedi. Shabdabhedi means if I throw some arrow, it will go to my enemy wherever he is. A little sound of the enemy will attract this weapon and it is sure to kill my enemy. Shabdabhedi. There are many instances in Ramayana, Mahabharata, Shabdabhedi Bal. So, such warfare, a mantra, very subtle. And this, at the present moment, this warfare is carried on gross weapons. But finer than that, there is mantra war. By mantras, the warfare can go on. So, this warfare is mantra. That is just like Indriyani pararahu, Indriyabha paramana. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita that Indriyani, so far our body is concerned, the Indriyas, the senses are prominent. But more important than the senses, above the senses, is the mind. Indriyani pararahu, indriyabha paramana. So, as we have discovered so many weapons, that is gross, to be handled by senses, Even this nuclear weapon, it is handled by the scientist, but it is not by mantra. That science is still to be discovered by the modern sciences. How to, for this like this mantra, a snake charming mantra still there are. You are dealing the snake poison with some counter medicine. This is one kind of treatment, but there is another kind of treatment that is called mantra, by chanting mantra, or by herbs you can counteract snake bite. Still there are in India. Therefore Chanakya Pandit says that mantrau sadivasa sarpa. Sarpa means snake. It can be brought under control by mantra and herbs. Still in our Mayapur, some Mohammedans, they know how to use these herbs and mantra for treating snake bites. In Mayapur, there are many snakes, and occasionally snake bite cases are there, but they treat it. And mantra has got power. It has been seen by many medical men in Lucknow. That's a long story. So mantra is part. This is mundane. Now you can imagine how spiritual mantra is part. Even in mundane world, the mantra acts. This is very subtle thing. Then how much? Because indriyani pararahu, indriyabha paramana, manasastu paro buddhi, buddhistu ja paro. So, gross understanding, the senses, the body, directly sense perception, this is gross. I see you, you see me. I touch you, you touch me. I taste something, this is gross. Above this gross, there is mental platform. The mantra is also on the mental, little above, intelligence. And above that, there is spiritual platform. See, if on the material platform, mental platform, the mantra can act so wonderfully, how much spiritually the mantra can benefit you, you have to simply imagine. So the Hare Krishna mantra is completely spiritual. If you chant it spiritually, enlightened, then surely it will act. Parang vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtana. It will act. Therefore, chanting is so important. Chanting is not. Narottam Das Thakur said, this sound vibration is not this material sound. Krishna, it is not material sound. It is Krishna, spiritual. Abhinnatyat namanamina. There is no difference between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and His holy name Krishna. There is no difference. Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta, Abhinnatyat namanamina. As Krishna is Purna, perfect, complete, Shuddha, without any material contamination. Purna Shuddha, Nitya, eternal. Purna Siddha, Nitya, Mukta. Mukta means not of this material world. Mukti means anything which does not belong to in this material world. That is called mukti. So, the holy name, chanting of the holy name, if we act it properly, without any offense, then we are directly in connection with Krishna. There is no doubt. Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinnatyat Namana. And Narottam Das Thakur therefore says that this holy name of Krishna is imported from Goloka Vrindavan. It is not material sound. Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana. It is not ordinary sound. Don't take it as ordinary. Sabda samana buddhi harinamni. That is naraki buddhi. It's like to consider the deity as made of stone. Atte Vishnu Siladhi Gurusu Naramati. To consider Guru as ordinary human being. Similarly, to think Sabda Samana Buddhi, the holy name of the Lord as ordinary sound vibration. There are these, that is naraki. That is not considered by spiritually enlightened persons, but those who are rotting in hellish conditions. For them, these are the concerns. Now, Patthar Pooj ke Hari mile. They think that they are worshipping Patthar. The rascal says, Patthar Pooj ke Hari mile, to mai puje pahar. They think, he is such a rascal, he is thinking that the deity is Patthar or stone. But he is not like that. It requires good brain to understand how Krishna can appear in a form which can be seen by us, how Krishna can appear in a form of sound which we can hear. It is for our benefit, not that it is material. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur says, Golokera Premodhana Harinama Sankirtan. Harinama Sankirtan is not ordinary sound. Don't treat it as ordinary sound. So, don't think that this Harinama Sankirtan is ordinary vibration of this material world. Never think so. You should immediately receive that the Sankirtan, Hare Krishna, is Krishna and Radha. Hara and Krishna. Radha Krishna, or Sitaram, or Lakshmi Narayan, any form of the Lord, Vishnu. The Hare Krishna means the Supreme Lord and His spiritual potency. So we address Hare, the energy, spiritual energy of the Lord, and Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Hare, Rama, the same thing, Parabrahma. Rama means Parabrahma, Krishna means Parabrahma. And so what is the meaning of addressing Hey Krishna, Hey Radhe, Hey Rama, Hey Sri? Why? There should be some reason. Why you are asking? That just engage me in your service. That is taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ai nanda tanuja patitam kinkaragama bhisame bhavam budo kripaya tava pada pankaja sthita dhuli saridam. This is our prayer. It is not our prayer that, oh Krishna, oh Rama, give me some money, give me some woman. No, this is not the prayer. Of course, in the neophyte state, they can pray like that, but that is not, Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion. Pure devotion means to pray to the Lord, begging some service. My Lord, kindly engage me in your service. That is the perfection of life. When one is engaged in the service of the Lord, in love, you can become a very great saint and live in a secluded place and become puffed up that you have become very great personality. And people may come to sing that he is not to be seen, he is engaged in chanting. My Guru Maharaj has condemned this. He says, Man tumi kisere Vaishnava. My dear mind, your mental concoction, you are thinking that you have become a very big Vaishnava, you do not do anything and sit down in a secluded place and imitating Haridas Thakur, chanting. So you are a nonsense. Man tumi kisere Vaishnava. Why? Na nijjanero ghare pratistharo tore. To get some cheap adoration is a great chance. Because if one is actually chanting, why he should be attracted by woman and bidi? If he is actually in such position like Haridas Thakur, then why should we be attracted by material things? That is a false soul only. That is not possible for ordinary person. Therefore, ordinary person must be physically engaged. That is not physical, that is also transcendental. Always busy in some business of Krishna consciousness. That is what. Not that I have become a great scholar and I have now learned how to become a great Vaishnava. I chant 64 rounds and think of my wife somewhere and then goodbye to Govindaji and leave Vrindavan. These rascaldom do not follow. When Govindaji drives such rascals away from Vrindavan. So, Vrindavan, one who is living in Vrindavan, he must be very anxious how to spread the glories of Vrindavan Chandra all over the world. That is what. Not that Vrindavan Chandra is my private property and I sit down in a place and lick up. No, that is not wanted. That is condemned by my Guru Maharaj. So, man tumi kisere Vaishnava. He said, what kind of Vaishnava? Rascal you are. Nijjanara gharoi pratistharo tare. Simply for cheap adoration, you are living in a secluded place. Tava harinam keval koito. Your chanting of so-called Hare Krishna mantra is simply cheating. He has said. One must be ready very vigorously. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's also order. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never said that you chant. He has given certainly the chanting, but so far his mission is concerned, he says that every one of you become Guru. Amar Aggai Guru Haiya, Taro is this. And deliver, preach, let people understand what is Krishna. Amar Aggai Guru Haiya, Taro is this. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna bole. Prithivite ache jato nagara. That is his mission. It is not that become a big Vaishnava and sit down and imitate. This is all rascal now. So don't follow this thing. So at least we cannot advise you in that way. We have learned from our Guru Maharaj that preaching is a very, very important thing. And when one is actually an experienced preacher, then he is able to chant Hare Krishna mantra without any offense. Before that, this so-called chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, you may practice without any offenses, as giving up all other business to make a show of a big Vaishnava, that is not required. Thank you very much.